Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be updating my planner. I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the things that I'm going to be destashing from my cloth and paper subscription, some of the things that I'm going to be adding back in from, previous months, from the subscription box and from other orders that I have done in the past. So I thought that since we just finished moving recently, this would be a really good time as we're moving closer to the fall to just kind of do a little bit of a haul, a little bit of an update of, sometimes you get like these subscription boxes and like half of it you don't end up using. So I will kind of walk you through what is it that I'm destashing, what is it that I'm going to be changing in my planner, and how I'm planning on setting this up a little bit more functionally. So if that sounds good to you, then let's get started. And of course, if you are new here, consider subscribing, because now we chat at least once a week all about planners, and I kind of help you along the way. I just kind of share my tips of what I have learned when it comes to functional planning. So if that sounds good, then you will absolutely love it here. Okay, without further ado, why don't we just dive right in? So as you can tell, I have like a few of the things already here that I was using from the July subscription box. I also have this dashboard on both sides. This was a few months ago actually from Cloth and Paper. So here's two of the dashboards. I'm going to keep this to the side for now, because what I would like to do, I already changed the cards for July, and I added the transparent card as well. I went through like a quick video, actually, I believe it was on Instagram and on TikTok. If you want, I'm not sure if it'll let me leave the link here, but I might just upload it into shorts as well, so I can leave the link for you guys if you wanted to check it out, of how I kind of decide what to put into the front pocket. I still love this, so I don't see myself changing this anytime soon. And then the first thing that I like to add in right away beyond the year at a glance is actually the current month. So let me grab my box. I usually keep a cloth and paper box, and I usually end up just putting all of the months and like any inserts that I'm not currently using, I end up just kind of keeping it here. So this is the cleaning one that they had. Okay, it's upside down. This, you guys, if you haven't tried this, I know that right now they are kind of going through a bit of a change with sending out a whole bunch of different dated inserts, but this weekly layout is life. Like, I love that you have this huge note section, the little section here for trying to make sure you guys can actually see. Here we go, now we're in focus. So here you have a section for priorities for the week, and a huge note section, and then you have the calendar, and then you have a half page for the day, which I found to be generally more than enough, unless I need a separate weekly setup for something specific. But this is just a generalized one that I end up using, and it has been working out really well for me. So here's August and September, and actually we can add October in here as well. So then that way we have the next 3 months ready to go. So here I'm going to have a combination of both the task delegation as well as the cleaning and chores checklist. I have quite a few of them left over from previous months, and honestly I have used them and it was helpful somewhat, especially the task delegation, but at this point I'm just at a point where I'm not using it nearly as much. So I'm just going to kind of get it all together into one pile, organize them, and then kind of move on, because I'm just not getting the use out of it, unfortunately. The other thing that you're seeing here on the screen is actually the journaling inserts. I bought this separately. You guys, this is life. If you buy, I would recommend buying this because it's one of the most functional ways for me to do a brain dump. So this is definitely staying. Here we are. So purchase tracker, now I found like the full stack. This is going to be not tossed, but this is definitely going to be sold. Task delegation, I don't see myself really using this beyond like So I'm going to just add it into the sale pile and kind of see where we go with that. And then now we can move on to, so here, these are the dated weekly layout that I was actually using for social media planning. So I think, okay, so let's talk about this insert right here. I'm actually speeding through this just a little bit, but the main zest that I wanted to kind of make a point about here is that this was actually sent out undated. Now I'm just using it for social media planning. With the label here on the side, like the dividers, I'm actually planning on really just trying to rename it somehow. And I wanted to remove that textured dashboard divider because honestly, I'm just at a point where like we need something different. So we're going to go back to the previous months. I'm just kind of checking out which one would look better as a layering piece. I think that it's going to be actually that the brush strokes, the paint, because all I needed really is just some texture. I tend to keep this plastic packaging that most of these inserts come in just because when you're done using them, it still kind of keeps them protected, which is really nice. That looks nice. My only problem here is that, again, there's like nothing behind it. So it's sort of like, what's the point of the divider? I'm kind of struggling with that a lot, where sometimes I just add the insert for the sake of adding it without actually having a section built there. So for now, I removed it. And let's see what we can do here with the Resolute. And I think I'm actually going to add the journal inserts just because then that actually makes sense to put it under lists. And then that way that section is happy and it's good to go. Here, I feel like, again, we have too many things happening, too many layering happening. I wanted to add the new dashboard to see how it looks, but once again, we're running into the exact same problem. So I end up basically just removing both of them together because see how there's like the inbox and then there's that section, and like how many pages do you have to flip just so that you can get to the section of your planner that actually you're going to be using. So I'm going to keep it, but I just wanted to remove the stuff that just feels extra. You know what I mean? Or you're just keeping for the sake of keeping because you just received it. So I kind of wanted to sort of, to me, it's time to step away from that. Okay, moving on. I really love this. I really love the inbox. I really love the tough times. To me, that's working. With finance, I'm basically just going to remove that, add this month's new fresh inserts in there, and then that way that can stay exactly as is. And now we're making progress on how I actually want the planner to look and sort of what's happening at each section. Now, this is that weekly layout that I was showing you that Cloth and Paper started to send out, and then the actual inserts that I end up using as my normal weekly layout, I wanted it a little bit closer to the front because I end up using that a lot more often. So I'm moving that forward a little bit so that it's actually the part that, you know, it gets used a lot more often. And here we are. I believe that this is the August weekly. This is the one that I purchased separately. This is not actually from the subscription box. This is simply the ones that I purchased. I'm adding both August and September. And I really love these little divider flags because in that way I can actually just flip to it and you're good to go. They're super cute, super handy. I'm loving it. So far we're moving along. I'm removing stuff that's useless. I'm using the new inserts, the new weekly layout dated inserts that, you know, Cloth and Paper sent. I'm using that for social media. And now we made it to the very end. That dark dashboard, I really wanted to get rid of it. It's just, to me, it's just, I'm kind of looking at the different options that I have here, but the one that you're looking at here, this is structured for finance. I wanted something new, something light, something very easygoing. And I really love the feel of these papers that they sent out a couple of months ago. Super soft, super pretty, very functional, like literally one of my favorites. Another layering section, I actually like the way this looks. I think I end up removing it just because there isn't really anything behind it. So I think I just ended up filing it away. But a couple of extra pieces of paper for journaling. I still like them. I'm going to keep them, but I don't have a use for them. So let's get it removed. And then now look, it got a lot thinner, a lot more functional. Things are actually working out great, and I feel like I can actually close it. Basically all of these cards that you're seeing, like the routine card, I got rid of it. I'm not using it. Honestly, I got it through, like, look how cute that looks. It sounded great in theory. I got this actually in one of the overstock, I forget what they were calling them on Etsy, but it was basically like all of these extras that sellers had left over, and then I just bought it. And I'm also changing some of these cards out as well, because I really wanted something simplicity and something simple and something that is really inspiring whenever I look at it. So here's a couple more organization that's happening with adding in the September layout. And one more thing that I wanted to mention, they also sent this out like a little while ago, this half-page graph paper. Totally not useful for me at the moment. I even offered it to my husband, see if he wants it. And then now we're on to all of these different journal cards and stickies. I'm keeping the gold sticky. I love it. I think it's awesome. Same thing with the to-do. Love it. All of these dot grid ones and line paper. Appointment one, I'm going to toss it. I'm not using it. Same thing with the other, I think it's like a grayish taupey colored one. These, oh, love them, love them, love them. I think that they're the most genius half-page insert ever, where you have like every single month you put it in front of that specific month. And I usually use this for business all the time. Again, more dashboards. I don't see myself using it. I believe I ended up keeping it for the time being, but I think I'm actually going to toss that too. Now I'm putting together both the half insert for the cleaning schedule as well as the actual cleaning schedule insert. And then I have all of these different Penspiration cards and just journal cards. I also kept some of the wrappers so I can kind of wrap them up. And that's basically it. Like, I have so many of these little journaling cards, and there's only so much that you can use at any given month. You know what I mean? And then it just becomes like this excessive, you know, hoarding thing where like you still like them, but it's like, how many do you really need in any given month, right? So here's just a quick overview. I'm kind of speeding through this because a lot of it, it's just, I didn't want it to be too redundant for you guys. Here I'm just adding the two inserts that I mentioned a little bit earlier. Overall, I really like the way that things are like lining up. Afterwards, when it was all said and done and I added all the inserts that I wanted to and removed the ones that I really had like no interest in keeping, basically the only other thing that I added was just a couple of sticky notes, and then I kept it nice and clean and simple. So, all right, you guys, who feels like I was speed talking this entire video? This girl. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. In a separate video, if you guys want to see like what I'm actually going to be doing, like a ton of like these little functional stickies, like these flags and all. If you guys want to see a separate video on that, or how I'm going to be using the Ollie clips, let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. If you enjoy planner videos and tips like this, please give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe so that you get notified. And in the meanwhile, just keep planning, you guys, and I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.